Yo, what's going on, everybody? Lowe's here, coming at you with a different type of live stream, and this one's going to be, based on the title. You can see selling some books, and just going to give you a little channel update. If anybody's seen my earlier Instagram post, um, I took some inventory of where I'm at currently in my life, and you know, uh, some things that I just wanted to change up a little bit and stuff like that. So, I mean, I love this hobby and stuff like that, and this is by no means me leaving or quitting or anything like that. I'm not quitting the hobby or anything like that. I'm still going to collect. It's just going to be a little different. Be a little smarter about it. And, this is just going to give me some time to kind of reflect, kind of refocus and, collect, a smarter way. Right. I want to show my kids a better way of doing things. Right. And, at this point in my life and stuff like that, I just want to make sure that, financially I'm okay and stuff like that, not to, say that we're in any kind of trouble or anything like that. Just, I just want to be a little smarter about it. Right. And, even though I love these books, right, and it's obviously going to hurt to get rid of them and stuff like that, there's always a chance that I can get these books back, right, later on. You can always get these books back. Yo, what's going on, James? Thanks for stopping in, brother. Like I said, it's one of those things where, and I can always say, if I don't get this book back, I'm like, hey, you know what? It was in my collection at one point in time. I did own it. I enjoyed it, and then it moved on, right? So I'm not gonna say that, oh, it's a sad day when you have to sell a book, and it is, but at the same time, you got to enjoy it, and you sometimes you just have to move on, right? I mean, it's not moving on from the hobby. Just like I said, just trying to take stock of where I'm at, and I think this will help. Kind of alleviate some of those concerns that I have, and like I said, moving forward, then I can focus more and kind of concentrate on the books that I really want, and I'll go from there. As far as the channel goes, I am still, going to try to go live whenever I can. Maybe not, so many unboxings or anything like that. Maybe some too many pickups and stuff. Maybe sporadically here and there. Just maybe some smaller things. Nothing major. Maybe a couple of CGC unboxings, because I'll probably be sending some books in to get graded to come back so I can sell them. So I'll, probably be doing some of those, some submission videos and some unboxings of that nature. I'll definitely be jumping on, other channels and stuff like that. I'm still going to be working with other creators and jumping on whenever I can on those channels and stuff. So, I'm definitely not, just leaving altogether. But I am just going to take a step back, trying to slow down a little bit and so, you mean some of the books. What's going on, TJ? The books that I'm showing right now, that I'm going to be showing, if somebody, I do have some prices for these, and if somebody wants to, buy it now, you can. Whatever doesn't, sell here, I'll post it on Instagram as well and stuff like that. So they're definitely going to be posted in multiple areas. Like I said, you can buy them here or buy them on IG. And I kind of wanted to put them on here first and try it here before I, put them on eBay. I have sold plenty of things on eBay, but I would like to try to avoid that at this point. But yeah, TJ, I'm moving a couple of books and stuff like that. Comic G Spot, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm trying to take a little step back, trying to refocus on what I really want to collect, and as a personal inventory of myself, I just want to kind of go through and say, you know what, I need to reevaluate what I'm doing currently in my life and make sure that I'm good, I'm set, I'm setting a good example for my kids, and then going forward, I can kind of like focus more on just the books that I really want and stuff like that. So, it's tough, and nobody likes to get rid of books, especially the time you put in to get them. But at the same time, at least I can always say, the book was in my collection at one point in time, right? I did own that book. And eventually maybe the book comes back to you, maybe you find it later on, and maybe you get it just at a lower grade, right? Like if I have a 9.8 and I have to buy a 6.5 or something like that to get it back. I mean, whatever. If you just want the book in your collection, then you probably don't worry about the grade too much, right? What's going on, Jimmy? Thanks for stopping in, brother. So I've been on for damn near 7 minutes, and I just been rambling on and didn't show any books. But I just wanted to give a quick update to the channel, basically, right? I just didn't want to make it seem like I'm just disappearing and you'll never see me again, right? I'm just taking a break and slowing down from actually acquiring, like buying more books and stuff like that, right? I'm trying to focus more on getting some out and just recouping some money, and going forward, just trying to be a little more financially smart, if you will. But yeah, and that's enough of that, and onto the books. This is not going to be all the books. Obviously, I'll probably be going through all these today that I am showing are all slabs. I will be going through some raw issues that I do have. Maybe I might get those graded before I sell them. Some of them I might just sell raw. It's just raw books are a little more difficult to price out because everybody has their different ways of grading. And, some people grade higher than others, lower. And so, it's tough, right? To grade a raw book and then, have somebody complain about the price or whatever. Whereas a graded book, exactly what it is. The cost of it, right? And you can kind of look at previous sales to see what's going on. Hi, Leah. Thanks for stopping in, brother. So, that's why it takes a little longer. That's why I figured I'd just do some graded books right now, and then we'll move on from there. These books are kind of, a little all over the place, right? You can kind of see like my collecting style. I do like variants, sketch covers, but I do have some, Silver Age and Bronze Age in here and stuff like that. And, it is what it is. There's some bigger books in here. There's definitely a lot of modern books. And there's one massive book in here right now. It's a modern massive. Killing me to get rid of it. But hey, you know what? When I have other goals in mind, at the end of the day, these were investments, right? And now it's time to cash in on that investment. So that's how I see it, right? It's a hobby, but it's also an investment, So with that being said, first book is Avenging Spider-Man #1. This is the Joe Quesada sketch cover, and it's a 9.0. What's going on, JP? This book was a polybag book, right? It was one of the books that came in a polybag. And Comics Altruism, what's going on, brother? No worries, man. Thanks for stopping in, brother. This was a polybag book that never got pressed, right? So if you look in the back, it has that polybag line, like somewhere over here. It goes all the way down the back of the book. It's partially in the front as well, right? You can kind of see it in the front, but it's mostly in the back. But this book, if it's cracked and pressed, will definitely come back a 9.6 or a 9.8. No question in my mind. Because anything else in this book can be pressed out. So, this is and I got this one for about $65, right? Or that's what I'm selling it for, 65, because it's a 9.0, right? But again, you crack this bad boy open, clean and press it, send it back. It's probably going to come back a 9.8, right? So 65, and the prices that I'm doing are shipped, right? So there's no plus shipping. That's what it is, take home, right? 65 shipped, right? I am trying to do this, friends and family or whatever, through PayPal and stuff like that. I didn't even put my PayPal thing in my title because that's how bad I am at doing this. But you can always hit me up on Instagram and stuff like that. I'll throw my tag in the description and stuff like that, and so you can kind of reach out to me. If not, you can also email me and stuff like that. And that's, I think, in my history, the bio or whatever. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty bad at this, but definitely need to drink when I'm selling. And so that was the first one. That was a little brief history on that guy. Next is Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows, number 5. And this is another Joe Quesada sketch cover. And this is the one that he has his mask on. There's another one that he has his mask off. And you can see Stan Lee, being the guy to get married, marry them or whatever. And, so pretty cool cover, 9.8. And I got this one for $165. All right, I think it's like a 1 in 100 or something like that. Next, we're going to go a little older, some Silver Age goodness. And that is Avengers number 35, 8.0. And it is off-white to white pages. And I got this listed for $120 shipped. All right. And it is Living Laser appearance, Black Widow and Bill Foster cameo, and a letter from Dave Cockrum. So next is Avengers 45 at a 9.0. And that one is 110. And it is a super adaptoid appearance, and Hercules joins the Avengers in this issue. And this one is white pages. Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it. I mean, like I said, I tried to throw in some good books in here. I really didn't want to throw in just garbage, books and stuff like that. I wanted to throw some books in that had some kind of relevance, some kind of meaning. Next is Convergence number 2, and it is the David Finch sketch cover, and it is signed by David Finch, and it's a 9.8 white pages. Beautiful cover, Wonder Woman, so just gorgeous. I love David Finch, one of my favorite artists. This was also a great book, and I got this listed for $125. All right. Next, for any of you Green Lantern fans out there, this is Green Lantern number 1. It is from the New 52, and it is the sketch cover. I believe this was like the 1 in 200 variant, and it is a 9.8 white pages. So I have this listed for $200. Hey, what's going on, Dave Maris? Thanks for stopping in, brother. And if you like that one, here's number 3. Also 9/8 white pages sketch cover. And I have this one for 200 as well. Next, I have Blackest Night, #1. And again, this is the sketch cover. I believe this was like a 1 in 100. It is the death of Hawkgirl and Hawkman and Hawkgirl. All right. And I got this one for 125. So next, as far as like the other ones went, there was some variants in there and some other, random books. Here is the first key issue of the night, I guess, right? And it is, what's going on, Macedon? Thanks for stopping in, brother. This one is, to some a pretty big book, right? John actually unboxed this the other day, and it is New Mutants 87, 9.6 white pages, signed by Rob Liefeld and Bob Wasek. So it's double signed, 9.6 white pages, and I'm doing this one for 325. So yeah, so there's the first key, I guess, if you will. Next is another book that that I think is a pretty cool book. The cover is awesome. I think it's a book that's might be considered a ghost book, right? You really don't see this book in the wild. It's a 9.4. It definitely can use a press, but it's a gold label. It's signed. So if you're going to press it, you'd have to let CCS press it, because then it'll take away the gold label, and then you get a green label, and that would suck. And that is Hulk #16. It is the Ed McGuinness variant cover with Red Hulk and Deadpool. It's a 9.4 white pages, signed by Ed McGuinness. And the reason why is right here along you probably won't be able to see it, but there is a crease that goes like across here. It could probably be pressed out. It doesn't look like it's color breaking, but it is there. And I mean, there's like a little crunch on the top here that can also probably be pressed out and make that go away. And if they actually do their job correctly, which I am not, sometimes CCS seems to kind of do a quick press and not really do a good job. Sometimes I feel this can probably get bumped up to a 9.6, right? I mean, is it going to get a 9.8? Maybe not, right? Because I could see a couple of ticks on the side, color breaking ticks, but the massive ones, right? The bigger ones, if those get pressed out, this can probably be a 9.6. But like I said, it's just a great cover, funny as hell. And I have this one for 300, because it's just a book that you don't see very often. And when you do, they're definitely not signed. Next key issue I have is Green Lantern 48, first Kyle Rayner, 9.8 white pages. And again, this is, one of those books that's starting to heat up a little bit, just because, the Green Lantern show probably on HBO Max, and nobody knows who the hell, which Lantern is going to be on there. So, a lot of Lantern books are shooting up all over the place. So 165 for this guy shipped. So like I said, that's, again, nice little spec key there. It is a key issue anyway, just because it's the first appearance Kyle Rayner. But it's also a nice spec book because you just never know if he pops up in the show, the book will take off, right? So 165 on that one, all right? And next is another, key issue, minor key, and it's Superman Adventures #5, first live wire in DC continuity, right? 9/6 white pages, and or outside of DC continuity. Sorry, cool cover. It's a 9/6. I looked it over. There are a few, creases. A couple little creases in the spine. Honestly, it's some waviness on the top. It's not this like the second iteration label. It's not like the old blue label. But this book doesn't look like it was ever pressed. So you never know. You could probably crack this guy out, press it and resubmit. You might get a 9.8 out of it. I'm letting this one go for 115. All right. Next is, another, 90s goodness. That is Superman Man of Steel, #17. The cameo appearance of Doomsday before he gets the full appearance in 18. 9.8 white pages. It's not the second printing. That's a little more valuable. But nonetheless, good book. And this one is 110. Next, we're going to shift gears back into some variants because, again, I love variants. And this is Venom #3, but not that Venom #3, the previous series. And it is the J. Scott Campbell cover. And it's signed by J. Scott Campbell, 9.8 white pages. And I got this one listed for 275. All right. All of these books, sorry for any kind of like focus issues. I don't know why it's doing that. But again, all these books will be listed on IG. So if you missed any of the prices or anything like that, you can either go back in this video or I'll have them posted. So you'll see them there. But yep. And next, we're going to go back again to some Silver Age. Another key issue, first appearance, and that is Journey into Mystery, 114. First Absorbing Man, 7.5. It is off-white to white pages. And I have this one for 220. All right, it is that, like, again, that second version or of the label. Definitely does have a lot of the rainbow jizz all over here. So if you want to crack this guy out, it probably could use a clean and press. I'm not sure if you will get a gray bump on it. Maybe you have a chance because the back does have like some creasing along the spine. You can probably see it right there. Non-color breaking. You could probably bump this up to an 8 with a nice press, clean and press, and get it in the nice new cases, and this thing will look amazing, right? So 220 on that guy. Next, we're gonna do another Silver Age, and that is gonna be Spider-Man. So Amazing Spider-Man 62. Yo, what's going on, John? And it is an awesome Ramita cover and awesome Medusa cover. So number 62, 9.2 white pages. All right. And I have this one for 300. It doesn't, there's a spine tick in the back. The front, maybe just the fading of it. Maybe it's not as white. There's a little bit over here that you can kind of clean up and press, but honestly, this could be probably cracked out, clean and pressed. Maybe a 9.4, might be able to get it up to a 9.4, but great book, nice silver rated book, great appeal. So 300 again for that. Yo, what's going on, Burke? Thanks for stopping in. John, thanks for stopping in. And John, thanks, for helping me spread the word on this. He posted it on his IG and stuff like that. So I definitely appreciate that. So thank you, brother. So I have those guys right there. So these next, let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, I got 5 books left that I'm going to show. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful cover, right? I mean, I bought it some time back, but again, like I said, just taking stock of where I'm at and stuff like that. I just feel like it's time to move on a little bit, right? These next books are almost like gut wrenching, right? To let go. But again, just taking stock, right? And family and everything else comes first, right? This is a great hobby. I love to do it. I'm going to continue to do it, but I'll do it in a smarter way. So this is going to, again, it's an investment piece. So this is going to get me to a point where I can get back into the hobby the right way, right? Like a nice reset. And then I can come back in strong and do what I need to do, right? Get the books that I want, but do it the right way. Okay. So these next books are definitely some big Bronze Age keys. You'll know it exactly when you see it or when I mention it. And it is, sorry guys, let me take another swig. Amazing Spider-Man 121, The Death of Gwen Stacy, 9.6, off-white to white pages. And it has a date stamp as well. If you are into that, I think it's right there. But yeah, 121, Death of Gwen Stacy, 9.6. Great book, great cover, iconic story, right? This is that whole, this changed, Peter Parker's life, his trajectory, everything just changed, right? And I mean, I have a hefty price tag on this, right? If you see the prices on eBay and all the other crap, it's, just going up, right? I have it for $22.75. $2,275 shipped. So thanks, Madison. I appreciate it. It is a classic. And to go along with that, you kind of have to have the companion piece, right? And that is Spider-Man 122, The Death of Green Goblin, at a 9.6, white pages on this one. And I have this listed for $13.50. So again, I know they're hefty price tags, but it's definitely kind of hard to find these issues in this high of a grade, right? You don't see too many 9.6s in this grade. You definitely see a lot of 8.5s and 9.0s and stuff like that, but you definitely don't see too many 9.6s. It is what it is. I'm definitely not trying to shortchange myself either. I do want to give a good deal, but at the end of the day too, I'm still trying to make some money for myself, right? So, but beautiful covers, iconic story, and I'll just show both of those again. So, 2 companion pieces, right? But yeah, so yeah, thanks, John. Yeah, I know, JP. Like I said, I mean, I'm, you know, I know the price tag is hefty and stuff like that, and then that's why I was gonna do it here, but I am also um, I'm also gonna put it on IG because I know um, I know on IG there's been plenty of people buying, $2, $3, $4,000 books and stuff like that. So I know if I put it out there, why not? What's going on, brother? So my brother just popped in the chat. So thanks, JP. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, I try to list them reasonable, right, to what market is, maybe a little less, to give people some deals. But I also feel like if I put it out there on IG, or even here, that you don't have to pay those eBay taxes and all that other stuff or whatever, right? So tax on a $2,000 book, it hurts, right? So, yeah. Next is another book that is a pretty big book. It is the first DC Bronze Age book, right? And if anybody can spot it out in the wall behind me, it is this guy right here. So if you can't tell, it is Green Lantern number 76. It is the first DC Bronze Age book. It's a classic Neil Adams book. The first time you have Green Lantern and Green Arrow in same issue. It is a 7.5. It is cream to off-white pages, and it's signed by Neil Adams. Right. No, not the Batman 227. And I'm letting that one go for $7.95. Just because it's just a classic book. It is a key issue in its own right, even though it's not like a first appearance or anything like that, but it is the first DC Bronze Age book, and just a classic cover and signed by Neil Adams. So 7.5. And again, it's another book that I did get that one pressed by CCS, and what's going on, Mark Sparks? Thanks for stopping in, brother. I feel like it could be better, right? But again, it's signed, so you would have to go through CCS again, right? Which kind of sucks. But still a great book, presents really well. But yeah, $7.95 for that one. Next is another big book. It is a book that just keeps going up in price. But I priced this at a grade lower than what it is because it is a restored book, right? It has some color touch on the cover, and it's slight color touch, right? Small amounts of color touch. So I feel it's one of those books where if you take it out, get it cracked open, clean and pressed, and have the resto removed, you might drop down a grade, right? So I'm figuring it might drop down. Right now it's a 4.0. I think it'll probably be a 3.5 if you get the resto removed, but you get it clean and pressed. I think it'll hold at least there to like a 3.5. But I mean, it does have some stuff in the cover that can be pressed out. But again, I'd say remove the resto, clean and press it. It could probably come back at 3.5, right? So that's why I priced it at a 3.5 and not at a 4.0. And Giant Size X-Men #1, 4.0. Small color touch. It is off-white to white pages. All right. And like I said, that's, it has the resto. It says it's slight color touch, small amount of color touch in the cover. All right. So obviously you would have to, put a black light to it, or, crack this bad boy open and see where the color touch is at. See if it's something that can be removed. Obviously, you don't want an amateur trying to remove it. This one you would probably want CCS to kind of remove it for you, and then kind of get it clean and pressed. But excellent book to have. Multiple first appearances. Everybody knows that. 4.0. Like I said, I priced it lower than that. If you look at 4.0 prices, if you even look at 3.5 prices, right? So I have it for $13.45 shipped. And like I said, the prices on this book just keep going up. So again, if you get it clean and pressed, who knows? And take over the rest though, it could probably, like I said, I have a feeling it'll drop down to 3.5. So that's why I kind of priced it that way. This is the last book. So that was the second to last, and this last one is the monster book, right? This one is a key first appearance of a character that just keeps blowing up, and it is a variant cover. It's one that I love, but again, to get myself situated, I would rather move this guy than keep it. And, it is what it is, right? At least, yeah, Jimmy, the last one, yeah, the last one wasn't a monster. What's going on, Kenny? Thanks for stopping in, brother. But this one is the one that the prices just keep shooting up, and, it has a potential to hit 5 figures, I think, right? The way everything keeps going. And again, I got a pit in my stomach. But you know what? If the book never comes back to me again, I can always say that I had it. It was in my collection. I enjoyed it. And now somebody else has a chance to enjoy it, right? And I made a little money off of it, right? Because when I bought it years back before it took off. I'm not crying. You're crying. All right. Edge of Spider-Verse #2, the Greg Land variant at a 9.8 white pages. Yeah. So, first appearances, Spider-Woman or Spider-Gwen. Yeah, this is not the Mexican version or anything like that. It is just a straight up 125 Greg Land, 9.8 white pages, Edge of Spider-Verse. I have this one listed for $7,000, right? I know it's ridiculous, but the last one, it keeps going up, right? The last one just sold for $6,500 or whatever, and that's on eBay with taxes on $6,500 and all that stuff. You're looking at almost $7,000 anyway. And I think this book definitely has the potential to hit $8, $9, $10,000, right? Especially if she pops up in a live action movie or something, it can spike even more. But yeah, that's that was my last last book, and it was a beast, right? It was definitely probably the biggest book in my collection, other than maybe this guy right here, but that's not going anywhere. I might get buried with that. In my Avengers #4, 6.5, signed by Stan Lee. That, yeah, and I got it signed by him. I witnessed him, shake his hand. Yeah, no, that's not going anywhere. But no worries, JP, man. Listen, I appreciate it. You know what? I might consider it, right? I know it's a lot, right? Some of these books are expensive, and to just be like, oh, I got $7,000 in my pocket right now to blow, or $2,000 in my pocket to blow, is definitely a lot of money, right? And I think I'm willing to, work with you and stuff like that if need be, right? If somebody wants something, and we can work something out, right? Where if it needs to be split up into 2 or 3 payments or something like that to make it a little easier, I'm okay with that, right? I'm flexible in that regard. But yeah, I mean, those are the books. Like I said, they'll be posted up on IG. I'll still be doing some more, selling some more books, right? I got to go through some of my raw books and see what I want to get sent in for grading, and then come back and probably sell those. I have my last video that just put out, sending those books in to get graded. Those will come back. I'll be selling most of those. But yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to right the ship. I'm trying to steady myself, financially or whatever. Not to say that I'm, in any kind of financial trouble. Just, I just want to refocus, right? This is going to be a way for me to just refocus, get back into the hobby the way I want to, and do it the right way, right? Do it the smart way this time. And, just want to be able to do it. Just do it the right way, right? For myself anyway, right? I mean, not to say anybody else does, however you want to do it, that it's perfect for you, right? But for me, I just want to do it the right way. And, this is a way for me to do that. Yeah, like I said, I have another goal in mind, right? Outside of this hobby. And if this hobby can help me get to that other goal, then I can come back to this hobby, even stronger, even better. And, I can make some big moves, right? Whereas right now, I'm kind of like in between and not being able to do certain things and stuff like that. So I don't want to be in that position anymore, right? Especially at this stage of my life, past the 40 threshold. And, I don't want to be doing that no more, right? So it is what it is. But yeah, thanks for everybody for stopping in, man. I got, 17 people in the chat, which, probably the most I've had, to be honest. I appreciate you guys for being in here, and I appreciate all the support that I got on Instagram when I posted my message. Definitely got a lot of support from the community and stuff like that. And, everybody's like, yeah, do what you got to do for yourself, man. Do what you got to do for your family. We understand that, it's tough, right? I mean, we all love this hobby. We all love collecting. We love the hunt. We love, grabbing that Grail book or grabbing that book that you've been searching for a long time, right? And it's tough when you have to let them go, right? But honestly, we were going to let it go at some point, right? We're all going to pass away at one point, and either you're going to pass it on to your kids or you're going to get rid of it before that. Some people will say, hey, I get to a certain point, I'm selling everything, I'm taking that money, and, kids are out of the house or whatever. And, me and my wife or whatever, significant other, we're going on a, world vacation and stuff. And then, everybody has that, or you just be like, hey, I'm passing my whole collection on to my kids and stuff like that. And hopefully they maintain it or whatever. So everybody has their different, goals in mind for their collection. But at the end of the day, it is a investment, right? These books go up and down just like the stock market, right? At some point they'll go up, they'll go down. And whenever you sell them is when you sell them, right? If you're trying to look for money, you sell them at a high point or whatever. If you're just trying to keep them, and like I said, some of these books might come back to me, right? They just might not come back in the grade that I'm selling them for, right? I sold it at a 9.6. Maybe I get it back at a 6.5 or something like that because I just can't afford the 9.6 anymore. Which is fine, right? Especially if you just want the book for your PC. Hey, you know what? I don't need it that high, right? If it, obviously resale value, you want the highest grade possible because you get the most. But if it's just for your PC and you're passing it along to your kids or whatever, 6.5, 7.0, 7.5, 8.0s, those are perfectly fine, right? Perfectly acceptable for me. So I'm okay with that. Kenny, I don't believe, I don't think I got any offers for it here, or nobody made a claim to it. I'm guessing maybe some people are either waiting for me to list it on IG or something like that. But, you know, hit me up, brother, if you want, you know, let me know. But yeah, right now, as far as I know, they're still available. Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, you're not going to care, right, when we're gone, right? So that's why I'm just like, hey, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, if these can help me out now, I'm good, right? That's how I feel, right? If they can help me out now, it's an investment, right? Some of the other books might help me out in the future. Some of them might stay, some of them might not leave, some of them might help my kids in the future. You know, so again, it's an investment piece, right? We all have books that we're going to keep, we're not going to sell. We all have books that we're just like, hey, you know what? I might be able to get rid of this. You know, we've had plenty of people in the community that needed to sell some things because, you know, they had something broken in their house or their car broke down, or, you know, you have to get this. And it's a quick way to get big money fast, right? I mean, honestly, if you have some big books, they move, you can make quite a significant amount of change. And, you know, not like life-changing money. I mean, I don't have like Batman 1 fucking 9.4 that just sold for $2.2 million. But, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, you know, thanks, Kenny. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, you mean, like I said, I'm not going away completely, right? I'm still going to keep some books that I want, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, I just have to move some books. I have to take care of myself away from the hobby, right? So then I can come back into the hobby, re-energized, fresh, refocused, and ready to go. Discovery Bay, what's going on, Disco? The giant size, I had it for, sorry, let me look it up, $13.45. And Daymare's, the New Mutants was 9.6 white pages, double signed by Rob Liefeld and Bob Wasek. That is true. That is true. Some things, because, you know, somewhere in America there's an LCS. It takes all the good books. Also, rent's a thing. It damn right is. Rent, mortgage. You know, it definitely is. It definitely is a thing. Daymares, you can definitely claim it now, brother. You sure can. You'll claim it now, and I won't post it on IG, right? Anything that doesn't get sold here, I'll just post it on IG and stuff like that. So, the grade is a Disco. The grade on the Giant Size X-Men is a 4.0, but it is restored. It has some color touch on the cover, and so I priced it as if it was a 3.5, because I think if it gets cleaned and pressed and resto removed, it might drop down a grade. So I priced it at that grade level. So here it is right here. It still presents really well. I'm not sure where the color touch is. I try to look it over. I mean, I have an inkling of where it might be. I mean, I'm thinking maybe Colossus's shoulder over here, because it looks like it was faded, and maybe somebody tried to like color that in. You know, maybe in the corners or something like that. It's tough to tell when you don't have a black light or anything like that. You know, maybe somewhere in the X-Men logo, somebody tried to paint it, but they said it's a small amount of color touch on the cover. So I'm thinking if you get it clean and pressed, and take that resto off, it might drop down to a 3.5. Still a good book, and the prices just keep going up, even especially on the lower grade books, because everybody's getting priced out of the high grade books. So you know what I mean? So Daymares, yeah, you got it, brother. I'll throw that to the side for you, and you got that. Did you just claim the 122? Because that's ridiculous. I mean, I know that's your grade. You know, you love those high grades. But yeah, TJ. I mean, if you're claiming that, I appreciate it. Thank you, brother. You don't know how much like it hurts me to sell these, but I feel better knowing that these books will still be in the community, right? And you know, I'll still get to see them, right? People will still show them off and stuff like that. So for me, that means a lot to me, right? So I got that for you, TJ, and Daymares. I will take out the 87 for you, brother. No worries. I'll snag that. Like I said, I have a stack of like 20 books in front of me. It looks like a mini TJ tower, and that's usually behind him. So, but yeah, Daymares, here you go, brother. So, you know, beautiful book. I actually got this signed personally. I went and got it signed by Rob Liefeld and Bob Wasek. Funny story with the Liefeld signature. I was actually able. It was in a Boston Con. He was here, and I was talking to his handler at the CGC booth, and we were just kind of like shooting the shit. And he's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "You know what? Get your money, have your books ready. When we're ready to go, and we're doing the signing, just go up to the front of the line, look for me, have your shit ready, and you just skip the damn line." So I did not have to wait in the line, you know, for an hour and a half, or whatever. I just skipped right to the front, got it signed, and got out of there. So I felt like, you know, VIP and stuff like that. So it was awesome. So a nice little backstory on that. So Daymares, I'm gonna throw that to the side for you, brother. So yeah. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Kenny, there's like certain areas that like get certain discoloration. I don't know if it's just because the way people were holding it or whatever it was, but you know, it did rub off and stuff. So it could be that section. I'm not too sure. But like I said, I feel like it will bump down a grade. So I'm not going to price somebody higher because I feel like when you do get resto removed, it usually bumps down a little bit. So I wanted to just bump it down and stuff and just have a fair price for it. So thank you, TJ. Thank you, Daymares. I appreciate it. You know, like I said, it's a big help. The rest of these books are going to be posted. And like I said, I'll be, you know, sporadically, whenever I get a chance to kind of like look over some books and stuff like that, I'll be posting some more books. Again, there'll probably be some books that I post that'll be raw. You know, maybe some variants, minor keys or whatever. They'll probably be raw, and some of them maybe I'll send them to get graded and then sell them then. Depending on what I feel like the condition will be. I'm not going to send in a modern book and get an 8.5. That's just stupid. Those books, I'll just probably sell them raw. But yeah, I mean, you know, thanks again. I appreciate everybody for being here. You know, anybody who spreads the word or the video or whatever, I appreciate it. And you know, like I said, I love this community. I appreciate everybody in it. You know, I was taken in by this community, and you know, it's given me so much joy in the last few years and stuff like that. So I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate everybody here. So thank you. And you know, maybe I'll try to wrap this up within an hour range. So Disco, let me know, brother. You know, you have me on IG. If you want that giant size, let me know. Again, I could work with you and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be the full amount right away. We can break it up into 2 payments, 3 payments, whatever it is, to make it a little more convenient. Because I know plopping down a G on a book is not easy, right? Not everybody could do that, right? And some people have certain situations, right, and have to talk to somebody else and talk to your significant other and make sure everything's cool. So I definitely appreciate you guys. And like I said, I won't be disappearing. I'll still be around. I'll still be on in chats, and I'll still be on live streams, and I'll still be doing things with JP and Jimmy and everybody else and stuff like that. So definitely appreciate it. And not going anywhere. I'll still be here, just taking a little step back, right? But taking a little step back. But then when I come back, I'll be taking leaps and bounds. All right. So that's a promise. But love you guys. And with that, man, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, if anybody wants to reach out to me on IG. I will, throw all the info at the bottom in the description of this video. So, you can hit me up on IG or my email if you want to do it that way too. And, we'll work something out. All right. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Peace.